Okay. So, so we completed a Linux installation. Last classes, we performed Linux installation with the default partition, non-default partitions. So default partition means it's created automatically some default partitions. Non-default partition installation means so we can create our own partitions with a specified mount point names like a /user1, /user2, slash backup, whatever. So these are the two methods we are using to perform Linux installation. Okay. So, okay, in Linux, we have to know at least some basic commands. Okay, we are not a Linux admin, so we are database admin, but all the database mostly is running on top of Linux operating system except MS SQL database. The remaining all the databases Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Mongo, Cassandra, whatever, all except MS SQL. Remaining all the database will be running on Linux platform. Only MS SQL it's running on Windows platform. Okay. So in Linux, we have to know some basic commands. How to copy the files, how to move the files, how to remove the files, how to create folder, how to copy the folder. Like this, some basic commands required in Linux platform. We know Windows. Everybody knows Windows. So how can copy? Just right click on copy. If you want to copy in Windows, copy the files. If you want to delete the file, you can delete. You can rename if you want to cut. So like this, we can easily perform these all the commands in Windows. It's a very easy. That's why Windows is a user-friendly operating system. With the help of mouse, I can do. But in Linux, it's not a user-friendly. It's a command-based operating system. Based on the commands, it will work. So if you need something, first you have to give the command. Then only you can get the output. So the input, you have to pass input as a command. Yes, the output also they give command only. So Linux is a purely, it works based on the commands only. So there are different Linux flavors available. We know RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, OEL, Oracle Enterprise Linux, HP Linux, IBM Linux, CentOS, Ubuntu. For all these Linux flavors, the commands are same. The installation procedure, the Linux commands, all are same. The commands are same for any flavor. So the basic commands we have to start today onwards because we are familiar with the installation part. If you want to go with default partition, yes, we already completed. If you want to go with non-default partitions, yes, we already completed. So every day you have to practice at least 4 to 5 times default partition, non-default. If you do next 10 days, yes, you never forget the Linux installation part. One minute. Yeah. So can say if you take any Linux operating system, the basic commands are same, the fixed commands. Just on. Yeah, hi. Sorry. So if you take any flavor, okay. So if you take any flavor of the Linux, the basic commands are same. What are the basic commands? The basic commands are same. So when you install, there is a default user will be root. So people called as a super user. See in Linux, what is the admin user? The admin user name is root. So if you take any flavor of the Linux, the default user, super user, it will be root user. It's automatically created while installation. If you finish the installation, so what is the user will get? The username is root. The username is root. So once you log in with the root user, once you log in with the root user, once once you log in with the root user, so what is the root home directory? What is the root home directory? Can say what is the root home directory? Once you log in with, so what is your current location? Can say let me log in. Oracle. Okay, so yes, I just log in with the root user, click on activity, go to terminal. We have to take the IP address. Let me take IP address, if config to get the IP address. This is my IP address 126. So let me connect putty 192, 192, 168, 0.126. If it is first time, just click on accept. What is the user? Just I am connecting remotely using Putty client software. Okay, yesterday we discussed there is a client tools are there. So either WinSP or Putty. WinSP, which is for file transfer third party tool. So this is the to work on Linux server. You have to connect remotely. Yes, let me increase the font size, appearance, change. So some number. Okay, now increase a little bit. Just a login with the root user. I log in with a root user. So what is the when you log in with the root user, how to identify whether I log in with the root user or some other user? We have to understand this line. Can say we have to understand this line. When you log in with the root user, when you log in with the root user, so we have to understand this one. Okay. So what is this? It's a username. Currently it tells us currently you which user login. Currently we login with the root user. We are able to see root. Instead of root place, if you see ABC, which user you log in? ABC. That this here it will print the username, current username. This is the host name. At the rate symbol, at the rate host name. This is the host name, current host name. This is the tilde. Tilde indicates current user home directory. So let me, root means current login username, current login username. Mission 3 means, what is the mission 3? Current host name or server name. Next, tilde indicates current user home directory. Current user home directory. Clear? So hash indicates, what is this hash? Hash indicates, it tells us currently login with root user. Currently login with root user. So this line we have to understand. When you log in with the root user, you will see this line. What is the meaning of this line? The first user, the first one, this is the current username. This is the at the rate symbol. So after that, it will print the host name, server name. After that, what is this? Tilde. Tilde indicates the symbol tilde. Tilde indicates current user home directory. Current user home directory. What is the current user home directory? What is the current user? Root. What is the root home directory? /root. What is the current user home directory? Current user root. If it is root, what is the root user home directory? /root. Okay. So next, hash. Hash indicates, you can say. So hash indicates, it tells us currently login with the root user. It tells us currently login with the root user. So when you log in with the root user, this is the meaning of this line. So this is the username, this is the host name, this is the tilde indicates, means this is the current user home directory. Hash indicates, it tells us same. Hash, if you see hash symbol means that is the tells us currently login with the root user. Okay. Suppose let me change here. Suppose I am login with ABC user. If you log in with ABC user, if you log in with ABC user, what will be the, how it will be that line? Let me switch out. Let me, here can see. Okay. Let me, yes, we know IP address. Let me take the duplicate session. Yes, this is the IP address. Let me take duplicate session. Okay. Just same session I am taking duplicate another session. Login with which user? ABC. Type you have to ABC. What is the password? ABC. I given same ABC? No. Let me give Oracle. Let me change the password ABC user. I forgot ABC user password. Let me change the password. ABC PSSWD ABC. Oh, ABC we don't have user. Okay. So cat/etc. Let me create user. User add ABC. Okay. I added a user ABC user I added. So let me assign the password ABC. Okay. So what is the ABC? ABC. Just I assign the password. Let me can say here. Creating the user ABC. Okay. So how to create the user? This is the command. Just user add. Next, this is for changing the password. Assigning the password. Okay. Yes, assigning the password. Yes, I given right password. Now, if you log in the If you log into ABC user, how it will be? Let me see. Let me take duplicate session. Duplicate session. Yes, ABC. ABC. Yes, I able to log in ABC user. Now can say, so what is the line? Let me keep here. If you log into ABC user, yes, how it will be? ABC, yes, ABC user password I provided. So after login to ABC user, the line will be, can say, this is the username. This is the username. This is the host name is same. The server name is same, fixed. The server name is fixed. Tilde symbol also fixed. Here, before we see hash. Now you can say dollar. That means in this, by seeing the dollar symbol, means now we log in with the other than root user. Some other user, not root user. Definitely I can tell I am not logging with the root user by seeing this dollar symbol. So which user you exactly tell means by seeing this name we can tell currently login with the ABC user. So by seeing this dollar symbol, we can tell I am not logging with the root user. We log in with some other user. So which user means you have to see the here username ABC user. This is the server name. That was the fixed. Tilde means what is the tilde here? Can say what is the tilde? Current user home directory. So here what is the current user? What is the current user here? Tell me. What is the current user here?
ABC.
ABC. What is the ABC user home directory? Let me. ABC. This is the current user. Current login username. Okay. Next. Mission 3. This is the server name. Server or host name. Yes, that will be fixed. Next. Tilde indicates. What is the tilde?
User home directory.
Current user home directory. Current user home directory. So what is the current user? Current user home directory. So what is the current user here? So
ABC.
current user ABC. What is the ABC home directory? /home/ABC. If you log in with ABC, what is the current user home directory? /home/ABC. If you log in with ABC1, what is the current user home directory? Yes, tell me.
/home/ABC1.
/home/username ABC1. If you log into ABC2 user, what is the user home directory? /home/ABC2. If you log in with ABC3 user, so what is the syntax? /home/username. /home/ what is the current user? We are assuming ABC3. Like this, we get the user home directory. So what is the root user home directory? If you log in with the root user, what is the root home directory?
/home.
/root, not /home/root. For root only, it will be root/root. For any other user, that what is the home directory? /home/a username. Clear? Any queries from anyone? Okay. So when you log in with the root user, we can able to see this is the line we have to understand. So this is the root is the current username. Which user login? This is the server name that will be fixed. Tilde indicates current user home directory. So current user root. So root home directory means /root. Hash indicates it tells us currently login with the root user, super user. So if you log in with some other user, not root user, it will be like this. The dollar indicates you log in with the other than root user. We log in with some other user, not root. It's not a super user. Root only super user in Linux means that user having all the privileges. That is admin user. So here ABC user, it's a normal user. Which user currently log in? Dollar indicates we log in with the normal user. What is the normal user name means? You have to see here ABC user.
What is the server name? The server name will be fixed. Tilde means current user home directory. What is the current user home directory? PWD. To get the current user home directory, you can PWD /home/abc. You can say to get the current user home directory. What is the syntax? What is the command? PWD. P present working directory. PWD indicates present working directory. Present working directory. So what is the root? To get the root home directory? PWD. There also you can give PWD. What is the root home directory? /root. Means we are in the, let me, yeah. So this is the present working directory. Means, so what is the current location /root? Suppose if you connect to Windows, what is my present working directory? I am in the D drive. Suppose I want to go to some other folder. Yes. What is my current location? E drive. I am in the E drive. If you create any files, where it has created? Under E drive only, yes or no? If you delete any folder, yes, here only these files I can delete. If you create any folder files, it will be placed inside this location. These people called as this current location, PWD, present working directory. Current location, which path I am in. These all are same. In Linux, people called as a present working directory, PWD. Means I am inside this location. I am inside /home/abc. If you log in with root user, what is my current location? /root. That is the default location. That is the default location. When you log in with the root user, it will be /root. When you log in with some other user, it will be abc/home/abc. That is the abc home directory. That is the default location. When you log in with abc, you are inside the /home/abc. Clear? Any queries from anyone? Okay, so when you log in with the root user, yes, the current location would be current user home directory /root. When you log in with the ABC user, the current location are present working directory, the ABC home directory /home/ABC. So what is the ABC1 home directory /home/ABC? When you log in with ABC1, this is the default location. When you log in with ABCD, this is the default location under ABCD home directory like this. ABC3 home directory like this. Like this, when you log in with ABC4, what is the ABC4 home directory /home/ABC4? Like this, etc. When you log in with the root user, when you log in with the root user, what is the root home directory? /root, not /home/root. To get the current user home directory, or PWD, to get the current location, to get the current user home directory or current location where we are in which location, PWD. Just we log in with ABC user, we are not changing my location. So default current location would be that user home directory only. When you log in with the root user, the default current location /root. Clear? Okay, so let me, this already discussed. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so few commands. Okay, we know in Linux everything is file or directory. Okay, so what is the first command? If config. So if config. So what is this command? To know the server IP address. So if you want to know IP address, when you start the virtual machine, you have to log in. Yes, Oracle I login. After login, so you have to go to the terminal, open the terminal here, and here you have to know the IP address. If you want to connect remotely, just I connected directly virtual machine. If you want to connect directly remotely, Yes, I want to connect remotely. I need IP address. How to know IP address? How I can see IP address? Which IP address assigned for this server? What is the command? If config. If config. This is the fixed commands. To know the IP address, if config, it gives the IP address. You can say this is the network card. Last class we discussed every server it has a network card, Ethernet card. This is the network card, Ethernet card. While installation we enable this one. Yes or no? Now if you want to disable, you can say wired connected. If you want to disconnect, you can disconnect. You can say turn off. Now again, if you want to connect, it should be connect state. Then only you can get the IP address. Then only it will be assigned the IP address. Now you can see it's connected state. You can say wired connected. So it should assign one IP address automatically. What is the IP address? iNet. This is the network card, Ethernet card. So in this iNet, this is the IP address. So once you take this IP address, yes, you can connect remotely using this IP address, using the username, using the password. What is the IP address? 192.168.0.126. So let me, you can say, yes, how can connect? Take the new session 192.168.0.126. Yes, after enter the IP address in putty or WinSP, it's asking to username. Which user you want to log in? What is the user you want to log in to use login? Yes, root. Password Oracle. Yes, I log in. Suppose if you shut down the mission, suppose let me shut down. So how to shut down? Just directly close this into mark power of mission. Suppose I shut down the virtual mission. Actually the server is shut down state. This is my server. So now if the virtual machine is shut down state, are you able to connect remotely? Yes. 168.0.126. If your virtual machine is shut down state, are you able to connect remotely? You can say, let me try. You can say, it's getting time out. If you want to connect remotely, your server should be up and running. It's not shut down state. If the virtual machine is up and running, then only I can connect remotely, either using WinSP or Putty or Mobile Extra. You can say network error, connection timeout. We are not able to connect. Why? The virtual machine is shut down state. This machine is not power off state. It's not power. It's not running state. It's a power off state. If it is power off state means that means machine is shut down. Suppose the Zoom meeting I could not start. If I did not start, you guys not able to connect. If I start the Zoom meeting, then only you guys can connect remotely. The same way, the virtual machine should be running state. If you want to connect some other for this mission, for this server, the mission should be up and running. In real time also, the server should be running state. Then only you can connect from any location, Hyderabad, Bangalore, whatever. If the server is down, we cannot connect remotely. Even locally also I can connect. If you want to connect the server, first you have to start the server, either locally or remotely. Let me start. If the server is downstairs, we cannot connect remotely or locally. If you want to connect either locally or remotely, your mission should be running state. You have to know the IP address, which IP address allocated. Let it start. Okay, so let me not listed login, root user, Oracle. Yes, I started my mission. It's running state. If you go to here, VirtualBox Manager, now it's a running state. It's not in power off. This is the mission I started. It's running state. If it is running state means we can connect locally or remotely. Yes, I connected locally. If you want to connect remotely, you need IP address. How to get the IP address? If config. This is the network card. The network card is fixed ENP0S3. So here, this is the IP address. Sometimes when it's disconnected state, turn off. Let me say, if network is, if here Ethernet card is not connected state, so we could not see here IP address. It's not allocated IP address. So always the network card should be connected state. It's if it is power wired off state means it's not assigned any IP address. It should be connected state. Now you can say this symbol. That means network card connected state. Now you can see if config. Now we can see the IP address. Before we could not see. You can see here. Before we could not see any IP address in this network card. Now I can say IP address. It's allocated because the network card is connected state. So what is the IP address? 0.126. If you know your IP address, your username, password, the virtual machine is running state. Yes, now I can connect. Let me take the restart session. You can say the same IP address. If it is inactive state, I active. Restart the session. So let me root password Oracle. Yes, I connected right now. Why? The physical machine, virtual machine is running state. Now, if it is running state, I can connect anywhere, either remotely or locally. Clear? Appearance, change, increase the font size. Yes. Now, if you want to shut down the machine again, so init 0, or you can shut down the machine by closing here into mark power off state. Check the power off state, click on OK, it's going to shut down. Or if you want to shut down the Linux machine in command prompt, using command, you can use init 0. Init 0. Init 0 is the command. You can issue the command init 0 from this here or put it wherever. That's fine. If it is root user, we can initiate few commands. Those are administration commands. With this ABC user, we cannot. Can say here what is the which user will log in here? ABC user. If you do init 6, it's not working. Let me restart session. ABC user, ABC. If you log in with ABC user, we cannot shut down the system because other user don't have permissions. Only root user can having the permission to shut down, to perform administration task. Root user having all the privileges. Can say user root is logged in. Please retry operation after closing the init and logging out other users automatically. We don't have permissions to shut down this mission, this server using ABC user, other users. Only root user can have. Let me initiate root user init 0. Can say here connection timeout, here shut down the mission immediately. That is the power of root user. Only root user can do anything. This user having all the privileges. Init 0. Init 0. So what is the init 0? Should shut down. To shut down the server using a command. Next. So let me, now it's power of state. Now again, if you want to start the mission, yes, you have to select the mission, which server you want to start. This is the server. Click on start. It is going to start the again Linux server. Once started, then only I can connect either locally or remotely. Let's wait to starting the mission. Once it started, then only you can connect using remote or locally. Let it start. Now it's starting the Linux mission. Now you can see complete started. Not listed. Let me log in root Oracle. Yes, now I log in with the root user. Let's wait. Yes. So now you can say, let me open the terminal. Now, yes, my network card is connected state. Now I can see the IP address. If config to know the IP address. Yes, the same IP address allocated. If you change your network, automatically the network IP address will be different. I am using same network, so that's why after restarting also same IP address allocated 192.168.0.126. That is my IP address, my server IP address. Okay. So if you want to restart the server, I stopped and started. I don't want to stop and start. When you give one command, that it has to stop the server and again it will start the server. Means for stopping, for starting, only one command is there. Init 6, init 6, init 6. Let me here restart the session. Root Oracle. Init 6. You can issue this command after login with the root user. Wherever. In the remotely, if you connect remotely, you can insert this command. Or on the physical server also you can issue this command. If it is root user, yes, going to shut down the server and starting the server. We'll see. Now I fired init 6 command. I fired init 6 command. Let's see. Yes, here also connection is disconnected. This is init 6. So to restart the server means stopping and starting the server. Clear? Init 0, init 6. Let me. If you want to progress, you can see here. Once just it will stopping and started. It shut down the server again, immediately started. Yes, you can say. So let me log in again. Root user, password Oracle. Yes, I log in again after restarting. I log in with the root user. Yes, because root is the super user. It has all the privileges. If you log in with some other user, we cannot shut down. We cannot restart the server because other users don't have privileges. Only root user having the privileges. That's why we are do all the commands using root user only. If you want to log in with some other user, that user don't have privileges. Okay. Let me again check if config the same IP address allocated because I am in the same network. I did not change my Wi-Fi internet. Okay. So now, so you can say reboot. So init 6 or reboot, both are same. So what it will do reboot? Let's say it's rebooting the server. When you give reboot keyword, there is a command, powerful command. We never use it in real time. Even though we don't have rights to perform, to restart the server. Linux admin, they have to restart it because they are the owner of, they are the admins. We are not a Linux admin. We are DBS, database administrator. We don't have rights to restart the server, but we have to know the command. If you don't know the command power off, suppose if you fire the command, if you don't know, immediately server will be rebooted. That's why Linux commands very powerful commands. We never used. It's rebooted. That is reboot. Init 6 or reboot. The same purpose. Init 6 or reboot. So let me connect again. Let me restart the session. Yes, root Oracle. Okay. So power off. What is this command? Can say power off. Can say power off. It's one command, one keyword. It's not there is no space. So power off means it's going to shut down the machine. Yes, it's already shut down. So power off. This is the command to shut down the server or machine. Init 0 or power off. you want to shut down the machine, just give this command init 0, init space 0 or power off. If you want to restart the server, init 6 or reboot. Clear? Any queries from anyone? So init 0 or power off. Power off. Okay. So let me init 6 or reboot. Okay. Anyone, any queries? If config to know the server IP address, init 0 to shut down the server, to shut down the server, to shut down the server, or power off, both same purpose. Okay. So next reboot init 6. Init 6. Init 6, what is the command? So to restart the server, it will stopping under starting. It will stopping under starting. Starting the server. So R you can use reboot. 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 Init 6 or reboot. Okay. Okay. Just today, just go through this go through this till this today. Okay, we'll discuss tomorrow. Just you can okay. So just what is the flavors when you log in with the root user? What is the present working directory? So how to know the current user location? So if you log in with ABC user, what is the root home directory? If you log in with ABC2 user, what is the root home directory? How to just create the you can create the user, you can assign the password, you can log in with ABC user, you can see here. So what is this and what is this, what is tilde, what is the dollar here, everything here written here. Okay, so when you log in with root user, what is the root home directory, ABC home directory, then so you need 0 power off, you need 6, just practice these commands. Any queries from anyone? Okay, so tomorrow onwards we'll go with 15 commands. Next 3 to 4 days we'll finish with these Linux commands.